Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So what we're going to talk about today is an intervention called opposite action. All right, so opposite action is a concept in dialectical behavior therapy, and it's really used in all forms of behavior therapy. And I find it very useful, even though it can be a little bit blunt of a tool and come off a little bit callous when it's offered in a therapeutic session. But the idea is pretty simple, right? So our thoughts, our feelings, and our behavior are all inextricably tied to one another. And oftentimes when it comes to depression or anxiety or any type of psychosocial stress, the feeling that dominates the motivation can really sap your desire to want to do anything. And the idea is, if you continue to allow that feeling to manage your behavior, the feeling is only going to intensify, right? And the other concept that I think is useful before we start to get into what opposite action actually looks like is to talk a little bit about the nervous system, right? So the nervous system, in relation to polyvagal theory, which we won't really get into the weeds to here, is an important concept to understand in relation to depression, right? Specifically depression for this video. So you can get so fatigued and so overwhelmed by depression and managing those feelings and all the stress that comes along with it, that your nervous system can get to a place of dorsal vagal shutdown, right? So that's really just a fancy way of saying that you become so fatigued that, lying in bed or lying on the couch and setting up camp at rock bottom really seems like the only thing that you're capable of doing. The idea is that your nervous system is fatigued and it's in that place of shutdown. And so opposite action is what comes in as a useful strategy to address that place of shutdown. So with opposite action, right, the feeling when someone is depressed might be, I don't want to get off the couch. All I need to do is sit here on the couch because I am so depressed, or I'm not going to get out of bed. And so with opposite action, it's to do the opposite, right? It's to get up out of bed and do something, because sparking the action, right, sparking the behavior that you don't want to do and that your body and mind are maybe telling you, please don't do, right, is going to create the feeling that you actually want more of. Right? And if you're waiting for the motivation to fall into your lap and all of a sudden feel like you want to get out of bed or feel like you want to approach that situation that you're anxious of, the idea is that that feeling is never coming, right? But you making that forceful opposite action allows for you to then have an experience that creates the feeling that you want more of. So with depression, it could be getting outside of yourself, right? Starting to break some of that cycle of negative thinking, connecting with other people. Opposite action in relation to anxiety can mean feeling confident, or like that situation that you were anxious about wasn't so bad. So I understand that it's very easy for me as a therapist to say, hey, just engage opposite action when you're feeling a certain way, right? I know that it's not as easy and simple as that. But opposite action can be a very useful tool for you to bring into your own relationship to your thoughts, feelings, and behavior. If you have any questions about opposite action, please comment down below or reach out to me. As always, I'm here to help. I'd love to help, and I believe I can. Take care.